Hi guys, back again. Happy New Year. Well, probably not yet unless you're watching this after midnight. This is our New Year's Eve episode, and soon we will be rolling right into 2018. I've already told you I think you should invest time in yourself for 2018, and I think you need to take care of yourselves as well as your business, as well as your films, as well as your creative stuff. You can't be creative if you're all bogged down with worry and stuff like that, okay? As many of you know, I am a pessimist. I do always expect the worst to happen, and well, I don't expect it necessarily, but I try to be prepared for it, right? I don't like to get caught off guard. So, what I want you guys to do in 2018, the only thing I'm going to suggest you do, be prepared for stuff to go wrong. Don't be upset when it goes wrong. Be challenged when it goes wrong. You're ready for it, right? You kind of expected it to go wrong. You knew something was going to happen. And now when it happens, don't take it as defeat. Take it as something to beat, right? So, okay, example. Last night, I was doing very, very late maintenance on one of my sinks. Okay? Once a month, I do the vinegar and baking soda thing down the sink to make sure our hair clog doesn't clog up the works. I couldn't remember if I had done it on October 1st, and then I also couldn't remember if I did it... No, I'm sorry. I couldn't remember if I did it on November 1st, and I also couldn't remember if I did it on December 1st. We're coming up on January 1st, right? Tomorrow. So I decided, and this was 2 days ago, so 3 days from now. So I decided, you know what, I better do this. And my sink was already starting to be a little slower draining. I was too late. So what happens is, I pushed this stuff through, and there was so much of it, it made a clog. Now, if you've got one of those PVC drains like I do, you'll notice that when it hits a clog, it'll back up through those seals, right? So you find imperfect seals when water clogs. When water can flow nice and easily, it'll do that. But when it hits a clog, it'll back up. And the seals are for when it's going forwards, not for when it's going backwards. So I then had a leak. So now I had to clear a big-ass clog. And fix a leak. Right? And I did get angry at that. But I also have a coffee can full of plumbing tools and supplies. Because I own 3 houses. So, when you've moved into a third house in your life, you tend to accumulate tools and supplies. And if you're like me, you put them in a little coffee can because, toolboxes cost money. No, because my toolboxes have my woodworking tools and my car tools, and I just wanted my plumbing stuff separate. But anyway, so it's in a closet upstairs, right into the sink. About an hour later, everything seems settled now, right? So I very easily could have just gotten frustrated, angry, called a plumber, which, by the way, would have solved the problem, right? Like that. But, when a problem comes up, if you see it as a challenge, it becomes kind of like a fun game, right? Unless it's something really, truly serious, unless you can't function in life because of what's happening to you, unless you're sick, or someone you love is sick, or your pet is sick, if everybody's got their health and your house is basically not being destroyed by what's going on, don't panic. Right? Hitchhiker's Guide, favorite line, don't panic. And always have your towel, which came in very handy with the leaky sink. So this whole thing that was this kind of anger issue, an hour later was this fun thing that I fixed. So in 2018, I just want you to look at everything that way. Anything that's not a major, major, true-to-life problem is just a game for you to win. Win your game.